Hey guys, welcome back to RebeccaVanad.com RVN 10. Welcome to my house. Vlog number 3. You guys are awesome. Thanks for sticking with me and getting to know me a little bit better. So, I posted this on Periscope, but for some reason, it didn't save. So, I just wanted to continue my story. So I left off with Houston, Texas, having a twin, being born and raised in Cyprus, all of that great stuff. Well, hear this. So when I was 18, my sister and I wanted to be actors, and we got accepted into the American Academy of Dramatic Arts for acting. Yes, it was a big deal because, not to brag or anything, but they only accepted about 80 students worldwide, and my sister and I got scholarships. It's pretty cool. So my mom and dad decided to pack us up and send us off to LA because they were the most amazing parents ever. And they're very supportive in our dream because they were both dreamers and they're both go-getters. My mom was an entrepreneur. My father worked his butt off to get to where he was with his media and filming and music and all that. So they knew what we wanted to do. So Rachel and I went to school, acting school, for 2 years, and it was super fun. You know, moving to LA was super different than Houston. You know, you really find out who your friends are. You cannot trust everybody like you can in Houston. You know, in Texas, everyone's either nice or they're not nice, and you know. In LA, it's like they're nice, but then they do something behind your back, and you're like, what the heck? And yeah, so I learned that really, really, really quickly. And so after moving out here and graduating from school, my sister and I were out to pursue acting just like any other, actor. And soon after that, my mother, just so you have a little history on my mom was a triathlete. She was a marathoner. She kicked butt in pretty much any cardio endurance type of race or anything. She was amazing. She ran for Team in Training, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and she did a lot for the community. She was very plugged into our community, to helping people, to running for a cause, running for a cure, raising money, traveling the world, and she just did so much with her life, and she was just a brilliant, beautiful person. Anyway, soon after my sister and I graduated school, my mother, we got a phone call from my dad stating that my mother was in the hospital. And that didn't really make sense because, again, my mom is like the healthiest person that I know, seriously. And to this day, she's the healthiest person I know. And they had found tumors in her brain that actually stemmed from her breast. And she had breast cancer. And it was very invasive and it was very aggressive. It had not only spread from her breast into her brain, but into her lymphatic system, in her bones, in her liver. It was everywhere. So the doctors quite literally told us right when we flew in from LA to Houston, your mom has maybe 3 weeks to live. And hearing that, you just don't even, you can't comprehend it. It doesn't even make sense. You're like, you're almost mad at the doctors for telling you that because you're like, no, you don't understand. My mom runs marathons. She's a triathlete. She's a reflexologist. She's a registered nurse. She's like the nicest person ever. Why would this happen to her? And it's very frustrating and it's very hard to understand. And even to this day, I don't understand it. But that's a whole nother story. So my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 invasive breast cancer, and radiation wasn't doing anything. So doctors gave her 3 weeks to live. She went home under hospice care. And because of that, my sister and I were constantly flying back and forth from LA to Houston to be with my mom and help her during this time. We were very blessed and fortunate to have such amazing people in our lives coming into our home and helping her and helping us every day, all day, because she needed 24-hour care. She was not my mom anymore. There was nothing she could do really for herself, but we started changing her diet, and she started doing a pretty much vegan, clean eating diet, and she got better. And we were like, this is it. This is the turn of things. And she actually did get better. she was actually walking, and that was huge. Like, she was walking by herself, and that was incredible. She always had her running shoes on, even in the hospital bed. She's like, put my shoes on, I'm gonna get out of this bed. And doctors just they looked up to her because she was just so positive and so sweet, and she was always there for everybody else. When she was, her body was physically falling apart, she was still the strongest one. And that's how I've always known my mom, and I will forever know my mom. And unfortunately, after she got better for a while, she started to get worse. And after that point, she had passed away. So it had been 5 months of illness and of cancer, and then she went home to be with the Lord. And I mean, after that happened, nothing really mattered to me, to my sister, my dad. We really had to find out who we were, because without my mom, it was like we were just very lost. And it took a long time. But the reason I do what I do at this moment and from here on forward is because of my mother. She inspired me to be something greater than I could ever imagine. And I'm just so happy to be a part of what she started. And I want to keep her legacy living on. I do personal training. I'm a reflexologist. I'm trying to reach out further into not just my community, but into the world, and just like show people it's fun to feel good. It's fun to be healthy and to be fit. And I just want to make an impact and a difference. And you guys all out there watching this, you guys are helping me. And it means a lot to me, probably more than you'll ever know, because not only are you allowing me to live my dream, you're allowing my mother to live her dream through me. And so that means a lot. I don't want to start crying, but so I wanted to share with you, this is her cape she would run with. Super Sue. That's what they all called her, because she was super amazing and incredible. And this is the reason why she started running. That's my mom with the tall one. And that's Lillian next to her. And Lillian was the reason why she started doing what she did as far as running for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So she's raised over hundreds of thousands of dollars to find a cure for leukemia. And she said, and she committed, the day she started, she said, I will not stop until they find a cure. That was the kind of person my mother was. And she traveled all over the world. And I mean, she was only 50 years old. She had just turned 50, and 3 weeks after that got diagnosed. But she did more in her 50 years than I guarantee most people have in their entire life, because she was a go-getter, and she was very inspirational. Just to see her, and when she would smile, you just had to smile. You just had to say, like, I want what she has. And yeah, so hopefully you guys get to see a little bit of my mom through me, because every day I feel like I'm growing more and more into the person I'm supposed to be. And again, behind that is my mother. So Super Sue, I love you, and you have inspired me to make a difference in the world in a greater way, in a healthy way, in a fun way, an entertaining way, because my mom was very entertaining. I always told her she was so dramatic, she could have been an actress easy. She loved to tell stories, but they were never the way they were supposed to be. They were like really out of, and I'm like, Mom, really, that didn't happen. She's like, but it did. Like, she's really, she used to crack me up. But yeah, so now you know a little bit more about me and why I do what I do. I cannot wait to share with you guys more, because there's so much more. You guys have no idea what I've been through to get to where I am. And I want you to know it took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of heartache and dedication. And if you guys are out there struggling with fitness, with health, with being happy, I want you guys to continue sticking with me through working out, through talking, and I want you guys to see, like, it's possible to have that happiness. It's possible to have that joy. It's possible to feel good, even when there's a lot going on. I know circumstances and situations can be just, I'm sorry, I'll say it, shitty. It's true. They just suck. They just suck. What do you want me to say? They just suck sometimes. But if you stay there in that place, you will forever remain, miserable. And so I want to share with you how I how I transitioned out of that and how I grew out of that and how I got stronger from it. And you guys just stick with me. You guys are awesome. My new video is up, you guys, number 58. It is up today. Backpack workout, full body, super intense, only 12 minutes. You guys, get your workout in today. Smile, and I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.